Hello students, your instructor here again, John Mandela with another screencast. This one, continuing on with the panel of buttons, we're taking another step further in complexity. So, before we had, this button right here would bring up this panel, and then there's 3 option buttons, and then remove button, and what these options would do, I'll open up this movie clip, they would essentially just step us through option 1, option 2, option 3. These could of course be any shapes or images. I'm just using these text pieces to show you that those are 3 options it goes to, and remove of course brings it back to here. And the way we accomplished that with these buttons was by having, if you look up here, for example, we had a go to and stop command. So instead of a normal play command like up here to get the panels, that movie clip's name .go to and stop, and then actually at the frame that we wanted to stop at. Now we're going to do something which is a go to and play. So it's not the same as play, but it's also not the same as go to and stop. So if I turn off the movie clip 1 layers and the panel 1, see I have another panel here basically identical. If I hit the 2 button, this comes up and all buttons it hit. But instead of go to and stop, they're going to do go to and play. And what they're going to play, if I open up this movie clip here, this is what they're going to play. So it stops in the first one, it's empty, just like movie clip 1. We're in movie clip 2 right now. Notice that there are these simple little tweens. Of course, these could be much more complex and lasting many more frames. But in each of these, and I'm going to make this a little bit larger, you can see that there's a little red flag. And it says, like this one says play panel 2 option 1. What I'm talking about there is to get a flag like this, I'm going to right click on it, and I actually went to insert a blank keyframe. Once I got that, I went to my properties panel, and I can give it an open up label. If it's minimized, just open it up. And where it says name, that's where I type that in. Okay, so that one's called play panel 2 option 1. And then I have a stop command at the end of the animation, a small tween to shrink it. And then I have a blank keyframe here, which is key, because I want to erase away anything like that. And even though I have a number of frames in here, it doesn't matter because it's like a 0 times thing, right? This time will not ever actually happen, because I'm doing a go to and play, and the next go to and play was going to go to this flag or label, which is play panel 2 option 2. So this amount of time right here does not happen. It can be 1 frame, it can be a million frames. It won't ever appear, so you don't ever have to worry about it. Unless of course you want invisible gaps in your animations, then that would happen. But this one I don't. It'll go to and play there. The next button will go to and play there. And the other button will do a go to and play right there. And the 4th button, the remove, all it's going to do is just go back to frame 1, because frame 1 has no content in there. So what does the code look like for something like that? The code is actually pretty similar, but just a slightest bit different. I can open it up here a little bit. You can see here, and actually I'm going to take all this panel 1 stuff, and I'm going to minimize it with this little minus button, so we don't focus on that. So here's left button 2, add event listener, bring panel 2. That's simple. Now it's panel 2, anim.panel2.panel2 option 1 button. And it's going to do show panel 2 option 1. That's the name of the function, so it's same exact name style as we had for the panel 1 stuff. But now it's movie clip 2, and it's .go to and play. And notice instead of a frame number, what I've done is I've put in quotes, and that's important. You have to have the quotes, otherwise it won't work. In quotes, play panel 2 option 1. If that sounds familiar, that's because it's the exact same name of the label, or the flag, inside that movie clip. Right, the movie clip 2. It's in quote and it turns green. That's a good sign. So the panel 2 option 2 button is going to do play panel 2 option 2. Same for 3, and then of course the 4th button, the remove button, is just actually is a go to and stop, just like the first one, because all I want to do is go to the first frame and hold still there. So that's that. And now if we test this out, Control Enter. Let's see this. How this works, and I'm going to up here. You see that, panel 1 does what it's supposed to do. We can, go right to there. We can remove it. Go to 3. Not a big deal. Let's hide that. We don't want that. Now if we go to panel 2, so notice I didn't clear it out before, so it's going to stay there. If I go to, let's say, panel 2 option 1, it does that small animation. Panel 2 option 2, it grows. Panel 2 option 3, shrinks down. I can jump back and forth however I want to. The panel 2 remove button does that. If I want to get rid of that top one, I go like that. And there you go.